Alright guys, so it is time for a quick little update on what's going to be happening with the WRX, because obviously, as you saw in my previous video, I blew up the transmission. I'm pretty sure the transmission's completely gone. I've had some people say it might be I bent the pressure plate, but I'm about 99.9% positive first gear blew out. So what I need to do is either rebuild the transmission or buy a new transmission. Those are pretty much my two options. And the thing about rebuilding the transmission is it's going to end up costing more than buying a used transmission. And because I have the early 2004 Subaru, because they fixed this problem halfway through 2004. Actually, right here, I have the chart for all the transmissions. I know this is kind of, I'm just pointing my camera at the monitor. But I have the chart for all the transmissions, and mine happens to be a pull clutch, which is this section. And if you look right over here, in the 2004, this is the transmission code. They had the third synchro stop change, third, fourth gear synchro assembly. That's what they did for the 2004. But late 2004, so halfway through 2004, they actually fixed the first synchro was changed to a dual cone type. And now what that means exactly is that whenever I'm driving my car and I want to engine brake, which I do frequently, I can't put it into first gear. The only way to go into first gear without grinding the gears and having it spit the shifter back out is if I'm at a complete stop or going like 2 miles an hour max, or else it will not let me downshift into first gear. And the reason for that is because of the dual cone. It doesn't have the dual cone first synchro, which they actually fixed halfway through the year. But all of the models previous to that and that one have that issue. So what that means is I've decided I'm only going to buy a transmission if it's late 2004 or 2005, because that was probably the most annoying thing about my car in general. So if I can fix that, awesome. So I'm going to buy a new transmission. I have found two on the internet that actually match that. And I found a few more that claim to be that, but they don't actually give you the transmission code, and I'm not about to buy a transmission without knowing exactly what it is. So it looks like the one on my screen right now is probably going to end up being the one I buy. We drop the transmission tomorrow, which I'll be doing a video on. So that's going to be happening. And so once we drop it, we're going to look at everything, decide if I need a new clutch, pressure plate, and flywheel. I think my flywheel is fine. My clutch should be fine. It is a relatively new clutch. The clutch only has about 10,000 miles on it, maybe. But I've had to burn the shit out of it because first and second gear don't work. In order to move the car, I have to have it in third. And I've had to move it a few times, just putting it in third gear and just roasting the clutch, getting it to go. I mean, not roasting it, but it's like not good for the clutch. And I've taught 3 people how to drive on this car, so it might just be worth investing in a new clutch since I'm dropping the transmission already. We'll see what shape this clutch is in once we drop it tomorrow. But here's the transmission I'm currently looking at. I'm assuming the wide angle can pick this up. It's going to be about $1,200, free shipping. That's pretty much just included in the price. And this is all I'm getting. All I'm getting is this transmission, nothing special. I'm going to salvage everything off the old one, and so this will be it. This will be my transmission. If I do decide to go with this one, and it looks like that's, I don't know what's up with that rear end, but basically anything that this thing doesn't have, I'll salvage off the old transmission because it has the internals, which is what I need. I'm gonna need to take the CV axle holder, whatever's out of my old one, and put it in here. I mean, it's going to be a lot of work, just this whole process in general, but this is actually the 2005 Subaru transmission, and you can tell by the engine code TY754 VZ6AA, and so that is the 2005 engine code, or transmission code, and the difference between that and the late 2004 is it would be VV5AA if it was the 2004. So it has 135,000 miles, a lot more than I would wish for, but Japan doesn't have any good ones to buy currently, which is where you get really all of your low mileage stuff for vehicles. So it seems like this is probably what I'm going to be going for. It's pricey. It's a little more than I was hoping to spend, but it should fix my first gear problem, and then I should have a newish, I mean, it's obviously a new used transmission, but that should fix all my issues. And then I might be getting a new clutch. I've decided I'm not going to go with a 6-puck clutch if I do get a new one, or sorry, 12-puck, or any sort of puck styled clutch, because it's not a race car yet. I'll replace the clutch in the future, but I will be getting, if I do get a new clutch, it will be stage 3. It just won't be pucked, because that just makes the car a little bit more uncomfortable to drive, which if I can avoid that right now, I will. So, yep, that's pretty much, that's a good update on the current situation with the transmission. Like I said, we're dropping it tomorrow, and I'll obviously be making that into a video, and I'll be keeping you guys updated on it. So this should, I mean, this should allow for a good amount of footage. That's fun. Once I am done, though, because I won't really have a core charge, I don't know if any junkyards will take my transmission for a decent price. I mean, if anything, I'll probably give it to them. But if it's under $50, I'll probably just take it apart and see if I can see what went wrong, and then also just learn more about the internals of it, and then, yeah, maybe keep something from the inside as like a memento for my old transmission. So, yeah, that's the current plan. I think it's a lot of money. I'm gonna be dropping it myself, like I said, with the help of a friend, Colton. You'll end up meeting him in then probably next video. So, yeah, it's going to be an absolute pain in the ass, and it's going to cost me way too much money, especially now that I'm in college, not getting that much from work anymore. I was working like 60 hours a week, you know, making like almost $2,000 a month, or close to it. Now I'm making maybe like $700 a month max. So, but I have this fund saved up, so, you know, save for a rainy day, and then when it does rain, you know, it'll pour. So, we're going to clean it off once it gets here, too. I don't want to put that dirty thing back in my car. So, also, I'll be fixing the shifter linkage. Well, that is happening. I might also buy new shifter bushings. Since it's all going to be dropped out anyway, might as well just knock it out at that point. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions or you know more about this than I do, just want to just talk about it, please comment down below. I've been loving, like, I've gotten at least 1 to 2 comments on each video recently, and I absolutely love it. It's a really, really tiny community, but like, you've got at least 2 of you who are willing to watch every one of my videos, and you almost always comment, so I really do appreciate that. I did ramble a little bit on this video, but I really hope it was like informative. I've done a lot of research on this. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I will be pushing out a lot of content for you guys involving this transmission swap, so stay tuned, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.
If this city was a kingdom, I'd want you to rule with me. Still worried for your safety after all our tomfoolery. And I know I'm probably freaking out foolishly. I just don't want the next thing that I write to be a eulogy in your honor. And I know you'd hate it too. All the petty little things that I'd associate with you, like stairwells, night veil, and beautiful smiles, like Tycho instruments and 300 miles, like happiness at late afternoons in the shade, like long car trips and trying to move